Artists need space to reach their full potential. Space, the freedom and scope to live, think, and develop in a way that suits one. Sometimes disengaging is the best way to engage. Rick Rubin, The Creative Act. As artists, it is easy to get so sucked into your work that you become trapped by it and paralyzed by it. And when that happens, the best thing that we can do is take a step back and give ourselves some room. Space comes in many forms. It can be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. While sometimes we may need space from our current creative projects in order to find new ideas, sometimes we might need space from the stress of everyday life in order to dive into our project. It's important to be able to recognize what type of space you need and to remember that space isn't merely absence. It's a catalyst for renewal, growth, and inspiration. I am here in Yosemite. I kind of decided to have a spontaneous solo day trip to this beautiful place on earth, which is probably one of my favorite places on earth. I came to Yosemite because I had this idea for the video that you're watching right now, but I wasn't really sure how to bring it to life. In fact, I kind of had a whole nother thing in my mind for where I was going to shoot it, and it just wasn't working, and I don't know why. So I decided I'm gonna go and spend the day outside because I've been feeling like I need to spend the day outside and see if that helps me. And sure enough, I got here and I feel like my creative juices just started flowing, and I think that's a testament in itself to what I'm talking about. Artists need space to reach their full potential. The first type of space that I would like to talk about that you might be needing is physical space. If you are currently feeling cluttered or like you have sensory overload, then that might mean that your environment is too messy and too crowded to create. On the other side, if you feel bored in your environment, it might just mean that things need to switch up a little. So some treatments for a need for physical space would be to declutter and organize, or create a dedicated area to create so you have space. And if you're just bored in your area and need some novelty, then seek inspiration from nature. Spending time outdoors in a natural environment really rejuvenates and recharges our creative souls. And honestly, it's my favorite way to break past a block. Art is often born from the depths of human emotion, whether that be joy or sorrow. So the next type of space I want to talk about is emotional space. Navigating emotions can be hard, and it requires moments of solitude and introspection. So if we're going through something emotionally, we might need space from others or everyday life to process our emotions and turn them into art. Some signs that you might need emotional space are having a feeling of emotional exhaustion, suppressed emotions, or burnout. To address your need for emotional space, you can start from within by practicing self-compassion. Emotional turmoil can be rough for anyone, so while you're going through it, be gentle with yourself and practice well-being activities such as taking a warm bath, practicing yoga, or indulging in your favorite hobbies. Another way that you can address your need for emotional space is by seeking support through friendships, family, or therapists. And lastly, a way that you can address your need for emotional space is by expressing your emotions through your art. Create authentically to yourself and channel your feelings into your creative work, whether it be through painting, writing, photography, or film. The next type of space I'd like to talk about is mental space. The mind of an artist is a universe of ideas, but sometimes our minds can work against us and place blocks on our creativity. Mental space refers to the clarity and peace of mind that is necessary for artistic exploration. Some signs that you may need more mental space are feeling overwhelmed by thoughts, experiencing prolonged periods of creative blocks, or struggling to maintain focus. To address a need for mental space, you can practice mindfulness through meditation and breathing exercises, or you can disengage to re-engage. To do this, simply distract yourself intentionally with a task that your mind can go on autopilot for, such as driving or showering. In The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin, this is said to keep the conscious part of yourself busy so that the unconscious part of you is freed up to work. It explains why sometimes we get our best ideas in the shower. Before I move on to the last type of space in this video, I would like to remind you to hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. I mean, you made it this far, might as well. And also, if you are new here and you want to become a voyager and join me on this journey of life and art, then hit that subscribe button as well. And now to our last type of space, which is spiritual space. So this one, I just wanted to kind of talk to you like face to face or camera to face or whatever, because this one is kind of a combination of all the types of spaces that we've already spoken about, because you might be experiencing some kind of angst or like emotional overwhelm or lack of inspiration. And that might tell you that you are lacking spiritual space because you as an artist don't have purpose in your art, or you don't understand who you are as a person to be able to artistically express it. So if you are lacking spiritual space, or if you feel like you are lacking a purpose or inspiration, then something you can do is really dive deep into self-reflection. Get to know who you are by journaling or by going out and experimenting with your art and figuring out which type of art really gives you a sense of self and a sense of purpose. You could also find inspiration through talking to other artists and forming a community around the type of art that you're making. Something that gives you a sense of self and purpose, and but I said that it kind of mixes in with the other types of space, because you could also find it through going out in nature or through like meditation. So it's kind of a little bit more obscure than the rest of the spaces, but I thought I would end on it because it's also the most important, because as an artist, having that connection with yourself and with the universe or God or whatever it is you believe in, it really fuels you. So yeah, and with that, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, bye. Another week, 14 weeks. I think this is 14 weeks or 15. I don't know. Now I'm losing track. What? Okay, bye.